Alright, I'm going to have to be as quick as possible. I keep running out of memory. And I'm on my third device. Okay, so we've taken all this off, part 3. Next step is we have to remove this screw over here that has the cover that covers up the 240 volt cable that connects to the fuser lamp. There is a halogen fuser lamp that runs through the middle of this roller to heat it up to 200 degrees Celsius. It's very easy to break this lamp, so you do not touch it with your fingers, you do not touch it with a screwdriver. Yeah, you just be really careful around it and you do not touch it at all. If you have to touch it, you hold it by the metal electrodes at either end and you be very careful moving it around. So we'll just undo this screw here, take the cover off. Set the screw aside, this cover comes out like so. Set that with the screw. You can see underneath here's the conductor that's at the end of the fuser lamp. And now I'm going to show you a really quick trick to making this whole job really easy and quick. For those of you might want to disconnect the there's like a clip that the connector clips onto here. You don't really have to remove it. The trick is this screw here that holds the lamp in, you simply loosen it off. Don't completely remove it, just loosen it so the lamp has got some leeway. So we go over here, we undo this cover, that screw out, this cover comes off like so, and you can see in here it's screwed, and this is the how it's clipped on to the end of the lamp, and you see the lamp goes through the middle. Got to be really careful not to put too much pressure because you can actually break the lamp and crack the end of it and let air into the lamp and blow it, of course. So what we do next is we flick this clip off. I'll just put this down. Okay, so that's now removed from the lamp. We undo this screw which holds the lamp in place. Now, as you'll notice, this screw that just came out, it is shorter. Now this is the point that I was pointing out in video 1. You have to be really careful. If you put in a longer screw from the covers or from the paper guide, these screws, it can break through to the other side, break on through to the other side, and it can poke through and you can have 240 volts live right there, which obviously isn't a good thing. So just remember, short screws hold the lamp into situation. Let's put that aside. Okay, so now the gear that turns the roller, which is this gear, rotates the roller. You can see how badly damaged this roller is, how it's coming away. It is held in, if you have a look, the roller is bent up, so you have the diffuser lamp going through the middle, and you can see it's locked on by bending the ends. So at the end of the replacement roller you have this gets bent outwards like so, so that bit there bends out and it locks the gear to the roller, so there's no chance of the gear coming off and the whole thing falling apart. So what you've got to do now is you have to put a flat edge screwdriver in there, and you need to be really careful. You have to bend it back so that the roller can slide off. Now you have to be really careful, because if it flicks off you can break the lamp at this position. I'm showing you the quick method to do it because I've done this 100 times. Just put it in and be really gentle. If you put too much pressure on there you can crack the gear as well. So we just bend it back really so gently. Just be really slow and careful as you do it. I'm going to do it one-handed. Flick it around because it's on both sides. And be really careful, because if it slips and flicks you'll break that lamp and then you're stuffed. Throw your printer away. Okay, so now that gear is free, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift. What we've done is we've loosened that screw off, so now the lamp has some play. Lift the lamp up, it will lift the roller up. You can then take the roller and just really carefully, whilst holding the gear, and the gear will come off, as you can see right there, and we simply slide the roller out, leaving the halogen lamp inside. Do not touch that lamp, do not sneeze on that lamp. If you sneeze on it, you've stuffed it. When it heats up it will explode. You can't get any oils on that lamp, you cannot get anything on that lamp whatsoever. If you do, if you stuff it, clean it with isopropylene alcohol only. It's the only thing you can do, but you've fundamentally just reduced the life of that lamp. So it's got a little bit of a haze on this lamp here, but that will still go for another cycle. Alright, so now we get the replacement roller. Make sure you got the right end on here. Lift the lamp up. Now we've loosened this lamp off so that when you bend this up and down, it gives it a bit of a pivot point here where it's screwed down. If you don't loosen it, you'll break the ends of the roller. So now we're going to put this in and we're going to slide it over. Now you have to be really careful because the picker fingers here, they can push into the surface of the roller and scratch it. Slide that along and just find the mating point in here on the gear, because there is a notch right there on the gear which mates to this, obviously, to lock it in. So turn it around. Okay, so that slides in. Now as you're putting it in, so these don't puncture or divot the surface of the roller, we're going to rotate the roller away from the fingers as we put it in. And incidentally, down below there is the thermistor which reads the temperature of the roller. You need to make sure that that thermistor, I don't know if you can see it, let's see if we can get a bit better light. There it is there. You need to make sure that that isn't pushed underneath the roller. You have to make sure that that's sitting on top of the roller as well. If it's underneath the roller, it won't work, or it will work, but it'll only work for probably about 5,000 pages before it breaks. So just make sure that's there, that's all in. Okay. Alright, and so the new roller's in, fingers are all on properly on all of them. So next step is we put it all back together. So take a short screw, put it back in, screw it down, go to the other screw at the other end, retie it down, go back to the lead, plug it back in, plug the lead back in, okay, so that's back in, put the cover back on, okay, long screw, and okay, now before we put that cover back on, we probably should have done this earlier, but this seems like now we've got to lock the gear back on, so we have to bend that little tab there back out. So I'll just put, I probably won't be able to do this one-handed, so I'll just pause the video and we'll come back. Oh, no, give it a go because you need to see. So I'll just put it in. Actually, it's probably better off using pliers. And just squeeze it really gently. Make sure you don't damage the surface of the gear. It's probably the trickiest bit of all. So that's bent out, it's locked in. We'll do it around the other end. And don't go overzealous with the pressure.